If you're looking for some deep Stone Crypt farm guides, then you've come to the right place. In today's video, we're going to guide you through the first encounter of Deep Stone Crypt, the Crypt Security, which drops the Trustee Scout Rifle. If you're looking for guides on the Commemoration, Bequest, Heritage, and/or Succession, check out the cards at the top of your screen. Before we get into the guide, I do have a Discord if you want to interact with me, stay up to date on my content, find teammates for farms, and get PvE help from me, so feel free to join my Destiny 2 communities. Links are in the description. We would love to have you. Now on to the video. The Trustee is a solar rapid-fire frame scout rifle that drops from the first encounter of DSC. Rapid-fire scout rifles are pretty decent in both PvE and PvP, so if you're looking for a good solar scouty, the Trustee is a fine choice. It's craftable with perks like Reconstruction, Incandescent, Rapid Hit, Under Pressure, and Opening Shot. For my role, I have Reconstruction Incandescent for PvE, but let me know down in the comments what role you are going to craft. The ultimate goal of the encounter is pretty simple. Disable the crypt security by destroying the 3 fuses shown here on screen in each room, light and dark. However, the actual mechanics can be a bit confusing if you've never done it before. You and your team need to work together to activate the correct 2 panels on each side of the basement room in order to expose the fuses upstairs so that you can destroy them. Okay, great, but how do you know which ones to activate? The only way to know which panels to shoot is by grabbing the scanner buff from a vandal and looking through the glass panels on the floor and seeing which panels are glowing goldish yellow. You need to give the correct callouts to your teammate who has the operator buff that will be downstairs shooting these panels. If they shoot the incorrect one, the room will glow red and they will burn to death. On screen now is a graphic to show all the panel numbers so you can give the correct callouts for your teammates. For those who are visual learners like myself, here's a walkthrough of all the panel numbers on light and dark so that you know how to look for them and where to see them. Feel free to skip ahead if you need. Also be aware, if you hear an alarm sound and cannot use any of the terminals, that means there's an orange bar servitor somewhere in each room upstairs. They are simply there to lock you out from using the terminals and slow your team down. Be sure to kill both ASAP so you can proceed. Once all the correct panels have been activated in the basement, your original operator will now become the scanner for your team to give callouts for which fuses to shoot. If the wrong one is shot, your team will wipe. Get it? Got it? Good. In terms of team comp and loadouts, you can really run whatever you want here. Just be aware that there are overload champs here, so run something to stun them. For damage on the fuses, you can use Xenophage, Wardcliff Coil works really well here, or even the Fourth Horseman. Just nothing with huge AoE fiery or explosive damage. That's a big risk of damaging the wrong fuse and causing a wipe. Now that you've got the basic premise of how the encounter works, let's do a full walkthrough. Start off by splitting your team into 2 groups of 3. One team will be in the dark room and the other in the light room. You will need to assign one person to be the operator to shoot the panels, and 2 players will be scanning, 1 in each room. The rest will be ad clear. Begin the encounter by grabbing the operator buff out of the terminal. The operator should then shoot the door open to get ready to go in the basement to shoot the panels. While that is happening, the person assigned the scanner role in the dark room must find the orange bar vandal with the scanner buff, kill him, and pick it up. Then go around to each of the glass panels in the floor and give the 2 correct callouts for dark. Since the doors will be closed, they then must put the scanner buff into the terminal to pass it over to the person scanning for the light room. That person will then give their callouts for the 2 panels for the operator to shoot on the light side. When all callouts have been given, the operator can open up the doors to the basement and proceed to shoot all 4 of the correct panels, 2 on each side. Once all 4 are activated, the operator in the basement needs to put the operator buff into the terminal. Someone upstairs must quickly take this buff so that the scanner on light side can put their buff into the terminal. This is where the original operator will then take that scanner buff while they're still in the basement so that they can give the correct callouts on the fuses for their teammates upstairs. The correct fuses to shoot will appear on the left and right sides above the terminal. Right side is light and left is dark, just like they are in the basement. Callouts for the fuses are light right, left, and middle, and dark right, left, and middle. If you don't one-phase the encounter, the fuse doors will close to signal that DPS is over. From here, whoever grabbed the operator buff from the first one in the basement should now go open up the basement doors to let the first one out and take their spot. Then your team can repeat this process until all fuses are destroyed. After security is down, go ahead and collect your loot from the chest by the exit door. A cool trick you can do to speed up this entire encounter and have your farms go even faster is to have 2 people with eager edge swords go to the basement door and wait for the countdown of their teammate upstairs that's going to pick up the operator buff. As soon as you see the doors of the basement start to close, you both need to swing into the room with your swords. If you timed it wrong, then you will both burn to death. What you can then do is have your teammates send both buffs into the terminal for the 2 of you to pick up and work together to shoot the right panels and give the correct callouts for the fuses to damage. Same basic premise with this method too for this encounter. It just lets you bypass a couple of handoffs of the buffs within the terminals and lets you get to DPS faster. And of course, remember to kill the servitors if you need to pass any of the buffs down. If you learned something from today's video, feel free to leave a like, comment, and consider subscribing to the channel if you're part of the 98% not already subbed for more Destiny 2 tips, tricks, and guides, as it is absolutely free and helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.